Hi students, in today's lecture we are going to learn about the remuneration of director. Remuneration of director. The act provide certain provision to make the managerial remuneration with the reasonable limit and also transparent. The issue of managerial remuneration has been discussed in various provisions of the act. These provisions are applicable to a public company and a private company, which is a subsidiary of the public company, but not to the other private company. A person holding a managerial position would be entitled to receive managerial remuneration. Therefore, we must know the term managerial position. However, this term has not been defined by the Act. There are certain provisions, that is section 197 in the Act, which suggests the director, statutory manager, are the person holding managerial position. Hence, the term of managerial remuneration refer to remuneration payable to manager or director. Managerial remuneration may be in the form of monthly payment, salary, or a specified percentage in the of the net profit, or a commission, or in the form of setting fees for the attending the board meeting. The term remuneration has been explained. The explanation to section 197 subsection 4 of the Act. Ordinarily, the director have no right to receive remuneration unless it is sanctioned by the article or by a resolution. The director would be entitled a remuneration if the article so stipulate the passing a special resolution at the general meeting of the Companies Act, section 197. In case of public company, various restrictions are there on a remuneration payable to managing director. However, there are more restriction on remuneration in the case of private company. The remuneration includes salary, dearness allowance, perquisite, commission, and other allowance, contribution to PF, gratuity, superannuation, encashment of leave, education, traveling allowances are included in the term perquisites. Remuneration if a person is working in more than one company. A managing director or full-time director is entitled to get a remuneration from two companies. In such case, total remuneration received by him should not be more than the maximum limit of admissible form of any one of the companies which he is working as a managerial person. This restriction is applicable to both profit-making and non-profit making companies. Section 5, Part 2 of Schedule 5 of the Act of 2013. Remuneration in case of profit-making company. If the company is making profit, the maximum remuneration payable is 5% of the net profit. However, in case there are more than one MD, the total managerial remuneration should not be exceed 10% of the net profit of the company. Section 197, subsection 1, subsection 1, 198. It should be noted that above mentioned limit of 10% does not apply to manager if he is not a director. Remuneration in case of company is making losses. The ceiling on minimum remuneration is specified in the part 2 of the Schedule 5 of the Act 2013 in case company is making losses. Provision relating to managerial remuneration. First is maximum managerial remuneration. The total managerial remuneration payable by a public company or a private company, which is a subsidiary of the public company, is to subsidiary of public company to its director and managers in the respect of any financial year should not exceed 11% of the net profit of that company for the financial year. However, remuneration payable to director shall not be deducted from the gross profit of the company. Whole computing the above mentioned 11% amount of fees payable to director attending board meeting shall not be included section 197. Second one, remuneration of director. Remuneration must be determined as per the section 197 and in the accordance with the article or by resolution or by a special resolution passed by the company in general meeting, and the remuneration payable to such director determined as shall be inclusive in the remuneration payable to the such director for a service rendered by him any other capacity except where the service are of a professional nature and in the opinion of the central government the director possess the request qualification of practice of the profession. Section 197. Manner of payment of remuneration. A director who is the entire the whole time employment of the company or a managing director may be paid remuneration either by way of the monthly payment or at specific percentage of the net profit of the company or partly by one way or and partly by other. However, without the approval of the central government, such remuneration shall not be exceed 5% of the net profit for a one such director, and if there is a more than one such director, 10% of for all the them together. Section 197. A director who is neither in the whole time employment of the company or nor a managing director may be paid remuneration by fixing a particular period of receiving remuneration or by way of commission, but it should not exceed 1% of the net profit of the company if the company has a managing or whole-time director or a manager. 3% of the net profit of the company in any other cases. It is possible for the company through the general meeting to authorize the payment of such remuneration at the rate of exceeding exceeding 1% or as a case of maybe 3% of the net profit. However, central government approval is necessary to such arrangement. Section 197. Central government of a company, a central government or a company to fix a limit with regard to remuneration. Section 200. The company has a power to fix a remuneration of director within the limit of specified in this act. That means it can be lower the upper limit for a remuneration fixed by the other provision of the act. While doing this, the government will have to take into the consideration the following aspect. First is the financial position of the company. Second one, the remuneration of commission drawn by the individual concerned in any other capacity. Third one, the remuneration or a commission drawn by him from any other company. Fourth one, professional qualification and experience of the individual concerned. Fifth one, such either matter as a prescribed. Now we are going to learn provision regarding managerial remuneration concerned in Schedule 5. The rule regarding the remuneration payable to managerial person are provided in the part second of the schedule 5, which are as under. First one, section first, companies remuneration payable to the companies having a profit subject to the provision of section 197. A company having profit in a financial year may pay remuneration to a managerial person or person not exceeding the limit specified in the such section. Section second, remuneration payable by companies having no profit or inadequate profit without central government approval, where in any financial year during the currency of tenure of a managerial person, the company has no profit or its profit are inadequate, it may, without central government approval, pay a remuneration to the managerial person not exceeding the higher of the limit under A and B given below, where the effective of capital is first one negative or less than rupees 5 crore. The limit of yearly remuneration payable limit of yearly remuneration payable shall not be exceeds rupees 30 lakh. Second one, rupees 5 crore and more but less than rupees 100 crore. The limit of yearly remuneration payable shall not be exceed rupees 42 lakh, where the effective capital is rupees 100 crore and more but less than rupees 250 crore. Limit of yearly remuneration payable shall not be exceed rupees 60 lakh, where the effective capital is rupees 250 crores and above. The limit of yearly remuneration payable shall not be exceed rupees 60 lakh plus 0.01% of the effective capital in excess of rupees 250 crores, provide that the above limit shall be doubled if the resolution passed by the shareholder in a specific resolution. Now we are going to learn section 3, remuneration payable by companies having no profit or adequate profit without central government approval in a certain specific circumstances. In the following circumstances, a company may, without the central government approval, pay remuneration to the managerial position in the excess of amounts provided in section second above. First is where the remuneration is excess of the limit specified in section first or second is paid by any other company and that other company is either a foreign company or has got a approval of its shareholder in general meeting to make such payment and treat the limit as a managerial remuneration for the purpose of section 197, and the total managerial remuneration payable by such other company to its managerial person including such amount or amount is within permissible limit under section 197. Second one, where the company's first is a newly corporated company for the period of 7 years from the date of its corporation, or second is a sick company for whom a scheme of reveal or rehabi- rehabilitations has been ordered by the Board of Industrial and Finance Reconstruction of or National Companies Law Tribunal for the period of 5 years from the date of sanction of scheme of reveal. It may pay remuneration up to the 2 times of the amount permissible under section second. Third one, where the remuneration of managerial person exceed the limit in the section second, but the remuneration has been fixed by the board for industrial and financial reconstruction or a national companies law tribunal, provided that the limit under this section shall be applicable subject to meeting all the conditions specified under section second and the following additional condition. First, except as a provision para A of this section, the managerial person is not receiving remuneration from any other companies. Second, the auditor or company secretary of the company or whether company has not appointed as a secretary in whole time practice certifies that all secured creditors and term lenders have started in writing that they have no objection of the appointed of the managerial person as well as quantum of remuneration, and such certificate is filled along with the written as prescribed under section 4 of section 196. Third one, the auditor of the company secretary, or where the company has not appointed secretary or secretary in whole-time practice, certified that there is no default on payment to pay any creditor or due to deposit shareholder or are being settled on time. B. A company in special economic zone as notified by the Department of Commerce from time to time which has not raised any money by public issue of shares or debentures in India and has not made any default in India in repayment of any of its debts, including public deposit or debenture or interest payable thereon, for a continuous period for 30 days in any financial year, may pay remuneration up to rupees 2 crore 40 lakh per annum. Section 4. Perquisite not included in managerial remuneration. A managerial person shall be eligible for the following perquisite shall not be included in the computation of selling or remuneration specified in section 2nd and section 3rd. First one, contribution to provident fund, special annuation fund or annuity fund to the extent these either singly or put together are not taxable under section income tax are not taxable under the Income Tax Act 1961, Section 43 of 1961. B. Gratuity payable at the rate not exceeding half monthly salary for each completed year of service. And third one, encashment of leave at the end of the tenure. Second one, in addition to the perquisite specified in paragraph first of this section, the in this section, managerial person, including non-resident in India, shall be eligible for the following perquisite shall not be included in the computation of ceiling on the remuneration specified in the section 2nd or section 3rd. Children education allowance. In case of children studying in or outside the India, an allowance limit to the maximum of rupees 12,000 per month per child or actual expenses incurred, whichever is less. Such allowance is admissible up to maximum of 2 children. Holiday passenger for children studying outside India or family staying abroad. Return holiday passage one in a year economic class or once in the 2 years by first class to children and to the member of the family from the place of their studying or stay abroad to India if they are not residing in India within the managerial position. Third one, leave travel concession, return passage for a self and finally family in accordance with the rules specified by the company where it is proposed that the leave be spent in the home country instead of anywhere in the India. Now we are going to learn section 5, remuneration payable to a managerial person in the two companies. Subject to the provision section 1st to 4, a managerial person shall draw remuneration from one or two companies provided that the total remuneration drawn from the companies does not exceed the higher maximum limit admissible for any one of the companies of which he is a managerial person. So these are the director remuneration. Thank you.